Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television, broadcasting from Lagos. A quick reminder of our top stories now. Ahmed Lawal emerges candidate of the APC for Senate President. Group backing Senator Bukola Saraki rejects outcome of primary elections, say that the process is undemocratic. And Vice President Yemi Osinbajo lists loyalty and humility as key factors for the desired change in Nigeria. And police in Imo State arrests child kidnapping suspects as Oyo State government threatens to take over abandoned properties to curb kidnappings and other crimes. And Turkey's 13-year single-party rule ends as governing AKP loses majority in parliament. Do remember that all our top stories can be found on our website, is channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. When you're done downloading, we do urge you to please interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS and Windows 8 platforms. If you've got pictures or videos to share with us, simply tap on the Channels TV app on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions there. Well, here indeed are some pictures you sent in to our Eyewitness portal, and we'll begin with this one sent from our Oshodi-Apapa Expressway in Lagos State, showing a car driving on 3 wheels. Our Eyewitness reporter says that despite the state of this car, the driver was still seen driving at 80 kilometers per hour. Well, this is an accident waiting to happen, he says, and should be discouraged. And of course, from Aguda Surulere, still in Lagos, comes this picture showing our Eyewitness reporter saying it's a canal overgrown by weed. He reports that the whole area floods whenever it rains and that it has been like that for over 6 years now. He says all past efforts to clear the canal had not yielded any desired results. He is therefore pleading with the relevant authorities to come to their aid and quickly too, as the rains are here already. And of course, showing in this photo is what our Eyewitness reporter says is the Nasarawa Abaji bridge in disrepair. He reports that the bridge became that bad after a heavy downpour. He's appealing to the relevant authorities, though, to fix the bridge before it gets worse. And lastly, this picture from that's the picture from Rumuagolu in Obiakpo local government area in River State. Our Eyewitness reporter says that this is where the market, which serves 2 communities, is located, but a heap of refuse at the entrance and floods whenever it rains have taken over the market. Well, this is therefore appealing to the authorities to, of course, help them fix the markets. Well, thank you very much indeed for your pictures using our Eyewitness portal. Keep those pictures coming as we thank you so much indeed. Well, it's more than a day since the Idimo tanker fire tragedy that left property destroyed and many rendered homeless. In a follow-up, our correspondent Kevin Obetin reports how victims are coping and relief efforts by the government.
From the very early hours of the day, victims search through piles of rubble for any valuable items. For scavengers, it's business as usual as they seek out scraps and metal with market value. Stories of devastation are still emerging from victims.
Nothing I can pick, even my clothes, my document myself. My clothes is not the one that paid me, my documents. That is my SSC results. That's what paid me most.
It's more than 24 hours since the explosion occurred, and what is left of the ill-fated tanker still lies here, waiting to be taken away. But what is more important for those that are affected is the relief promised by the state government. The extent of damage still evokes emotions.
This woman is one of those badly hit. She says she's left with nothing. Her one-bedroom apartment is totally burnt down. Within the premises is an aged man whose condition is believed to have been worsened by the effect of the fire. His children try to fix what is left of their shelter.
It's a painful experience. This house was built with farm toil. I was asleep when my children woke me, saying there was fire. I was shocked. The fire was everywhere. I told them to break the back door. In the process of taking me out, I fell and broke my leg. Since then, I cannot walk. How do I survive?
Considering the degree of damage, one wonders how those who have been rendered homeless coped through the night.
But me and my wife and the children left to some area and sleep, eat and buy a little clothes to wear till Monday.
The executive secretary of the local council, who has been meeting with victims, says temporary relief is already being effected as promised by the state government.
What we have done is they come down to the local government yesterday. The ones that came yesterday, we gave them money. And we ask them if they don't want it, they love them, say, okay, if we give them money, they could sort themselves out. Everybody that came to the local government yesterday was attended to. I'm here on the street now at the ground zero. So to collect the ones that have not turned up, to please come with me and see how we can assist them.
He assisted us with the sum of 50,000 naira to clothe ourselves and get some shelter for some days.
Government assistance may only be palliative. The pains caused by the disaster will require time to heal. Kelvin Obetin, Channels Television News.
Now, victims of the Jamaica Main Market suicide bombing in Adamawa State, northeast of Nigeria, have received drugs and other relief materials donated by the federal government to alleviate their pain. This followed a visit to the victims by the Director General of the National Emergency Management Commission, Muhammad Sani, and the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Solomon Arashi. They were accompanied to the hospital by the former Vice President, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Our correspondent, Amaka Okafo, has the report.
The Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency and the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Solomon Arase, in Jamaica, Adamawa State, to commiserate with injured victims of the recent bomb attack. The Director General of NEMA donated drugs and relief materials to the injured victims. But before that, the delegation, which paid a visit to the governor of the state, reiterated the federal government's commitment to the protection of lives and properties, even in the face of security challenges confronting the nation.
I assure you that we will continue to work with you and partner with you in ensuring that we give assistance to those who needed our support. And in that vein, we have also come with some supplies of some medical consumables to assist the hospitals that are managing these victims of unfortunate incidents.
People of the state should be rest assured that will prevent further things from happening. We are trying to make sure that we connect with the community. Community partnership is it. We cannot do it alone. So we are going to encourage the community to give us information that will assist us to do this issue. Please once again accept the condolences of Nigerian officers and men of the
The government delegation were conducted round places affected by the explosion by the Commissioner of Police.
Then they now pretended that they were fighting among themselves so that it will attract more people.
31 persons lost their lives in the bomb attack, while 40 other injured persons are receiving treatment in various hospitals across the state. Amaka Okafo, Channels Television News.
As the Imo State Police Command prosecutes its war against crime, 2 men have been arrested for allegedly kidnapping 2 children in Olu local government area. The Commissioner of Police said that the suspects are notorious for kidnapping and child trafficking, promising that the police will not relent in their efforts to rid the state of criminal elements.
The Commissioner of Police briefed newsmen on the arrest of some suspects who have been terrorizing the peace of the state in recent times with armed robbery and car snatching. Of particular interest is the kidnapping of 2 children from one family, Chukwuka Ezeribe, 4 years of age, and Chigozie Ezeribe, 3 years old, who were on their way back from school before they were kidnapped. The commissioner revealed that the kids were being conveyed by the suspects to a prospective buyer before they were intercepted by the police.
The syndicate who specializes in stealing and trafficking children were now operating from the anti-kidnapping unit. The suspects, Kelechi Wogu, 22 years, and Ebuka Ibe, also 22 years, were arrested following a distress call by law-abiding citizens.
Lining up the suspects at the command premises, they pleaded with the police to forgive them because they got involved in such an act to earn a living.
We dey go on the road, so we see that 2 children is going, and I stop. So this my friend, and 2 of us carry them go for me. Emeka, tell me we bring them, may bring them for them. Either seller.
Also lined up are other young men numbering about 15 suspected to have been involved in various acts of crime such as car snatching, armed robbery, kidnapping, and other related offenses. The Police Command Public Relations Officer advised youth in the state to stay clear of any crime-related activity, as the command will not relent in its efforts to sanitize the state.
Those young people, everybody have taken to crack. And until we arrest all of them, we will not rest. We will continue to do our best with the collaboration and cooperation of members of the press to make sure that residents in Imo State here sleep with their eyes closed.
Some of the items recovered from the suspects are guns of different types, a 4Runner SUV with Lagos registration number KTU 168AU, and stolen mobile phones.
Well, in the meantime, though, all owners of abandoned properties in Oyo State must develop them or lose such to the state government henceforth. Well, this warning is coming from Governor Abiola Ajimobi following a meeting with the State Police Command in Ibadan, the state capital. Governor Ajimobi explained that the use of uncompleted buildings as hideouts for criminals has posed a major challenge in tackling crime in the state.
Discovered them. Of course, we arrest, we prosecute, but equally government will take over the place and redevelop it. We will acquire it as government property, and then we'll develop it into community service centers and so on.
Well, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA, has paraded 24 suspected drug peddlers in Onitsha, Anambra State. Well, the state commander of the NDLEA, Mr. Sule Momodu, said that the efforts of the operations has yielded results as some drug dealers have been arrested in their dens. Meanwhile, the state governor, Willie Obiano, has reiterated the commitment of the state government in strengthening the law enforcement agencies to aggressively continue with the war against drug kingpins, having broken bounds in the area of kidnapping.
31 suspected drug peddlers arrested in May on parade at the Onitsha branch office of the Nigeria Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. According to the state commander of the NDLEA, the arrest of the suspects has been facilitated by community effort and the assistance of the state government.
We arrested 31 suspects. All of them are male, and were able to seize cocaine, 27.4 grams, heroin, 8.6 grams, and so we are working to secure Anambra. Again, we must also place on record the invaluable contribution and support from Governor Willie Obiano, the great man who has seen security as a sine qua non for economic development.
Some of the suspects expressed regret for their involvement in the illegal business, as 67-year-old Raphael Chuya says he took to the trade when he could not pay his hospital bills.
since I started sick. That's why I've seen my hand inside the stuff of them, because I don't know what to help me to buy the medicine I'm drinking.
For the state governor, the arrest is a good development as the activities of the drug peddlers pose a great danger to the well-being of the people of the state, particularly the youth.
To support the operation of which activity, all I'm trying to reassure the Anambra and everybody beyond is that under my watch, the Anambra will sleep and sleep well. Investors would not be molested. The communities are very willing to welcome, in our traditional way, all investors coming to Anambra.
The governor appealed to community members to continue feeding the relevant bodies with useful information that will lead to more arrest of the bad elements in the society.
Well, now the Ogun State Custom Command says that it has seized 359 parcels of substance believed to be cannabis sativa with duty value of about 9.3 million naira along the Imeko border town. The Customs Service says that it has handed over the substance to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in the state. The Ogun State Area Controller of the Customs, Haruna Muhammadu, also says that its revenue generation has risen to about 2 billion naira.
To witness the handing over of 359 parcels and 90 sacks of Indian hemp to NDLEA, weighing 1,259 kilograms, seized by our unrelenting operatives along Imeko axis. The Ogun State Command of the Nigerian Customs Service for the first 4 months of the year, January to April 2015, recorded an impressive performance in the revenue generation drive and anti-smuggling campaign. During the period under review, the command generated 2,356,937,173 naira 89 kobo, as against 1,985,420,606 naira 16 kobo collected same period in 2014. That is a difference of 371,516,567 naira 73 kobo.
And still ahead on the news at 10, find out what charcoal and fiber have to do with time on our art review tonight. Join us again.